Depression Querubin maintains its strength near Mindanao. And to get the latest about this, we have our mobile journalist Francis Orsio reporting to us live this morning. Francis, gaano na ba kalakas itong si Querubin at saan siya huling namataan?
Yes, Pauline, the tropical depression Querubin maintaining its strength at tropical depression intensity. And sa ngayon nga, nasa layo itong 230 kilometers sa may silangan yan ng Davao City. And sa ngayon, dahil nga nananatili sa mababang tropical depression intensity ito, ay mahina sa ngayon yung pagbugso ng hangin na nararanasan natin, particularly in the areas of southern and our eastern Mindanao. Pero sa ngayon, inaasahan nga natin na patuloy na kikilos ito pa hilagang kanluran sa bilis na 10 kilometers per hour. At nakikita rin ng Pag-asa, Pauline, na hihina pa itong bagyong Querubin. Pero kahit na humina daw ito, patuloy na kikilos at babaybayin at tutumbukin itong pakanlurang direksyon hanggang sa mapunta sa West Philippine Sea. At hindi nila inaalis yung possibility na muling lumakas ulit sa tropical depression intensity itong bagyo. Itong bagyong Querubin, Pauline.
Okay, pero Francis, as of this Wednesday morning, are there any places under storm signal?
Yes, tama ka, Pauline. Merong isang lugar dito sa bahagi ng Mindanao ang nakataas sa tropical cyclone wind signal number 1, particularly in Davao Oriental. Pero papatuloy din na minomonitor ng Pag-asa habang lumalapit pa sa kalupaan itong bagyong Querubin, dahil oras na lumapit pa ito dito sa bahagi ng northern Mindanao ay maaaring magtaas din ng iba pang lugar sa tropical cyclone wind signal number 1, Pauline.
Francis, maglalandfall ba itong si Querubin ngayong linggo?
Yes. Sa ngayon, Pauline, inaasahan kasi natin na dito sa may bahagi ng Philippine Sea or dito sa may silangang bahagi ng ating karagatan ay maaaring humina sa low pressure area itong tropical depression Querubin. Pero dahil nga gaya ng sinabi natin kanina, natutumbukin pa rin ito yung direction pa kanluran, kahit na nasa low pressure area siya, tatama pa rin sa lupa yung minsan may malakas na bugso ng hangin, pero sabi ng Pag-asa, mas maraming ibubuhos na ulan itong sama ng panahon na ito, kaya nakataas din yung heavy to intense na pag-ulan dito sa ilang bahagi ng eastern Visayas and northern Mindanao, Pauline.
Okay, pero Francis, kailan naman aalis o inaasahang aalis itong si Querubin sa Philippine Area of Responsibility? Magiging maulan ba buong linggo?
Yes. Pauline, kapag humina na ito sa low pressure area over the week, ay inaasahan natin na kikilot ito palabas ng West Philippine Sea hanggang Biyernes at hanggang pagpasok ng weekend. Pero nasa low pressure area na category na lamang ito o mahinang sama ng panahon. Pero gaya nga na sinabi natin, kahit na nasa low pressure area siya, posible nga na lumakas ulit ito sa tropical depression hanggang sa darating na weekend. At inaasahan natin yung patuloy pa rin na pagbuhos ng ulan dahil din sa iba't iba pang weather systems na nakakaapekto sa ating bansa, including yung shear line o kung saan ito yung weather system kung saan nagsasalubungan yung mainit at malamig na hangin. Kaya dito sa may bahagi ng Eastern Visayas, nagiging maulan dahil sa epekto ng weather system na ito. Pauline.
Okay, thank you very much for that report. That was our mobile journalist, Francis Orsio. Meanwhile, a landslide occurred in the town of Lupi in Camarines Sur due to the continuous rain caused by the shear line. The landslide affected the Andaya Highway, which is a major road for those who are traveling to Manila. Because of this, the traffic has reached the town of Sipocot, which is 16 kilometers away from Lupi. The Department of Public Works and Highways is waiting for the floods to subside before fixing the affected road. There's apparently an underground network operating in the Philippines that's involved in the illicit sale of uranium. The Philippine Nuclear Research Institute revealed that they have been tipped by the International Atomic Energy Agency. Last week, the NBI presented 3 individuals arrested in Pasay for cuddling metal bars and black powder, all positive of uranium. Dr. Carlo Arcilia of the PNRI said depleted uranium is used for projectiles because it can penetrate armors.
The more dangerous part is the powdered one, because you can mix it with conventional explosives and it becomes a dirty bomb. Because the only danger from depleted uranium powder is if you inhale it, and it's an alpha emitter, and if that alpha emitter is inside your body, that can cause cancer.
Let's now take a quick look at today's other headlines. In the Philippine Star, the Philippine Navy delivered Christmas Noche Buena packages last week to soldiers on the BRP Sierra Madre in Ayungin Shoal. They were uninterrupted by Chinese personnel who watched from a distance on their Coast Guard and naval vessels. And in Business World, the National Economic and Development Authority Board approved 2 projects worth 63 billion pesos. It also greenlit the release of an executive order that will implement the tariff commitments under the Philippines and South Korea Free Trade Deal. Sa kabila ng masayang vibes ngayong Christmas season, hindi maiwasan ng ilan nating kapatid na makaranas ng pangungulila at lungkot o holiday blues. Pero ano nga ba ang dahilan nito at paano ito maaagapan? Para bigyan ng mukha ang balita, Mobile Journal, RR Tubise.
Likas sa ating mga Pilipino ang pagiging masiyahin tuwing Pasko. Pero ilan sa ating mga kababayan ang kabaliktaran ang nararamdaman sa ganitong panahon. Kaliwat ka ng kantahan, sayawan at kasiyahan. Ganyan na marahil ang tagpo sa bawat tahanang Pilipino tuwing Kapaskuhan. Pero hindi ganyan ang kaso para sa iilan. 12 taon ng OFW sa Riyadh si Richard Bautista. Pero kahit na matagal na sa ibang bansa, hindi pa rin daw siya masanay-sanay sa kalungkutan, lalo na sa tuwing papasok ang Burr months.
Kasi dito madaming bawal eh. So walang Christmas tree, Christmas light, wala. So hindi mo ma-feel talaga siya. Kung hindi mo alam yung date, kung hindi mo alam yung hindi mo siya ramdam.
Sinusubukan niya raw i-distract ang sarili para hindi malungkot. Pero mahirap daw lalo na kapag naalala ang anak sa Pilipinas na maraming iniindang sakit.
So napakahirap tapos malayo ka. Diba wala naman akong ibang kausap eh. Wala naman akong... Actually sa office, ako lang yung Pilipino. Hindi katulad sa atin eh, na hanap ka ng kaibigan mo. Tapos kwento mo pa rin nararamdaman mong mahirap. So, kaya pag every time na naiisip ko yung anak ko or yun yung pinaka sa akin, nagbibigay ng lungkot.
Ayon sa neurosemantics professional na si Sheila Tan, hindi nag-iisa si Richard sa mga OFW na nakakaranas ng kalungkutan kahit pa season of festivity ang Kapaskuhan.
So yung seasonal affective disorder is usually connected to the changing of seasons. Meron din tayong tinatawag na holiday depression, which is related to specific holidays or minsan specific trauma, especially kapag mga malayo sa pamilya.
Pero hindi lang daw ang mga OFW ang apektado nitong seasonal affective disorder. Maging ang ilang Pilipinong nasa Pilipinas na nakakasama ang kanilang pamilya, apektado.
One of the possible causes of this holiday depression is if masyadong mataas yung expectation for oneself and pag nag-re-evaluate at the end of the year, they fall short, hindi nila na-hit yung mga goals.
Kahit nga raw yung mga may magandang childhood experience kapag Pasko, hindi ligtas dito.
Kung during childhood, the way pinresent ng magulang is, it's magical, we get everything, parang life is a fantasy. So ngayon, as we go into adulthood, kapag mas face tayo with reality, may mga kailangang bayaran, may sakit, mga kung ano-ano pa, heartaches and heartbreaks. Again, parang ang layo nung difference kapag i-compare natin sa dati.
Kaya ang payo ni Michela para maiwasan ang holiday blues,
have good quality relationships with the family that is life-giving for us. Be compassionate of ourselves. If we could change that negative internal dialogue into something positive, ang laking impact nun sa well-being natin all throughout the year, not just during holidays.
Nag-iba man ang ihip ng hangin ngayong Kapaskuhan para sa ilan, tandaan lang, nariyan ang ating pamilya o mga kaibigan para ating sandalan. Mobile journalist RR Tubise po, hatid ang mukha ng balita.
A large number of mysterious drones have been reported flying over parts of the United States. Dozens of witnesses have reported seeing drones in New Jersey starting in November. Federal officials say there is no evidence just yet that drones are being operated with bad intent or by foreign governments. The FBI, Homeland Security, State Police, and other agencies are investigating the matter. Meanwhile, the head of Russia's nuclear, biological, and chemical defense forces was killed in an explosion yesterday. The Russian Investigative Committee has confirmed the death of Lieutenant General Igor Kirillov and his assistant in Moscow. Russian authorities said the explosive device that killed Kirillov was placed in a scooter near a residential apartment block. Ukraine has previously charged Kirillov with the use of banned chemical weapons during Russia's military operation in February 2022. And those are the top stories of the hour. Join us later at 9 a.m. as we continue to monitor the day's biggest stories. I'm Pauline Verzosa. We are One News.